Hi guys, Dave here with a new rhythm guitar tutorial for you. Today we're going to look at the track Automatic by the Pointer Sisters. The whole thing's basically in C major, but it's more of a kind of dominant 7th sort of feel all the way through. So you could think of like Mixolydian scale as kind of a big note choice on this tune. Okay, let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with the chorus riff. It's basically just a C note, just played like in a kind of bubble picking style. I'm not sure if there's a definite pattern here, but I transcribed the first 8 bars and I used that for every chorus. So I'll go through what's on the record, but bearing in mind that you could just kind of do more random 16th note picking if you wanted to, and it would sound pretty close to the original. Anyway, I'll take you through it bar by bar. Sound wise, I think probably a middle pickup on a Strat is probably a good tone choice for this part. So, the first bar is just that. So it's just all on the 5th fret of the G string, and it's the C note, and the picking wise I'm just going down, up, up, then up, down, up, down, up, and then down, up, down, up. So like that, and that's just to get the spacing right on it. Right, bar 2, it starts with a half beat rest, and then your, I think I've got that right, let me try that again. That's it. So for that I'm just going down, up, 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 then up, down, up, and then 2 downs. And now this is the bit where it changes. I just slide up to 9 on the G, and then back to 5, both with downstrokes. So like so. Bar 3, a little bit more straightforward. You get half beat rest and then just down, up, down, up. And then the same thing again, half beat rest, down, up, down, up. And then another half beat rest and a down, up. So it's like 1. Like that. And then bar 4, this is where you get a little end fill. So we're just going to go down, up, down, up. 1 more up. Then we're going to move over to 5 on the D, on an up. And then the rest are just down on the D strings. Just going to go 8, 7, 5. So it's like so. Okay, so that's the first 4 bars. Now on to bar 5. So again, you can see we just get kind of a down, up, straight on the beat. Then you get a half beat rest, do the same thing, then another half beat rest, same thing again. Like so. Bar 6. So kind of a little variation here. So down, up, 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 then another lot of down, up, and then we get slide on the 9 on the G again, and then down, up, back on the 5. Like so. Okay, bar 7. Yeah, this is the same as bar 3, I do believe. So half beat rest, down, up, same thing again, half beat rest, and then again half beat rest and a down, up, like that. So yeah, it's the same as bar 3. And then for bar number 8, we get another little ending phrase, starting again with the down, up, 1 more up, then over to 5 on the D, and then while still on the D string we go 8, 7 with downstrokes, and then so for that I'm just hammering on 5 to 7, then go back to 5 for a down, up, like that. So down, hammer, down, up. So So my general thoughts on that is that as far as, I think you could pretty much do anything you like really, but probably the targets are really on bars 4 and 8 where you've got those little ending phrases, you know, or the other one. So yeah, your own judgment on that one, I think, but that's what's done on the record. Okay, the next bit is just before it enters the verse. So sound-wise, it sounds like it's more like a neck pickup on a Strat. So it's definitely on a separate track, I believe, anyway. So we start off with this C7 sus4 chord. So starting from the D string, I've got 8, then 12G, 11B, and 13 on the E. So for that half beat rest, then you go down up, then you do an up, there's a couple of scratches, down, up, and then hit the chord one more time on the down, like that. Then all we're going to do is turn it into a C7. I'm just going to move my little finger down to the 12th fret, and then I get a C7 chord. So I just hit that on the down. So like that. Then we go up to the back up to the original chord, C7 sus4. Right, so for that, starting on the C7 sus4, I'm going to go down up, scratch, then up, scratch, up. Then I'm going to go down to the C7, do an up scratch, and hit it on the down. Then I just take my little finger off. So I'm now just using the bar to play the first string. Now on the record, it sounds like he only hits the bottom string, but I don't really worry about that. I just hit the bottom of the chord. So if you hit a little bit more, I think that's absolutely fine. So that's with a down, and then I put the little finger on the 13th fret of the B, and you get this kind of like a little C power chord really. Now on the record, I can only really hear those two strings, so it's 13B and 12 on the G with a down up, and I think all he's done is just relaxed the bar, so that's all you hear. It doesn't sound bad if you leave it on though. It's not too bad, but that's what I hear on the record. So something like that. Incidentally, the other thing I would mention about that part is even though I'm holding down the D string, on the record you probably only really hear the first 3 strings, and that's kind of more what you would, I think, probably just out of habit you would play that shape with the first finger, but also it helps to control the bass strings so that they don't kind of ring in while you're playing this part. So just something to bear in mind. Okay, now the verse part, back to the middle pickup on the Strat, I think. And again, we're back to single note picking. So this first bar you hear, yeah, it's the start of every 2 bars you hear this phrase. So quite simple, just all on the 3rd fret of the G. I just go down, up, 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 down. So it's like 1, like that. And then you get an answer phrase. So the first one is this. So I'm just still on the 3rd fret, go down, up, up. Then I play 5 on an up, slide up to 7, then repick 7 on an up, go back to 5 on a down, and then 3 on the D on a down. And maybe add a little bit of vibrato on that last note. So the first 2 bars. Like that. Okay, the next 2 bars are the same, so basically you just play that twice. Then we play the first phrase again, and then the answer phrase is slightly different this time. So this time the answer phrase is, so I'm just playing 5 on the G with a down, slide up to 7, then pick 7 again. The main one is the downstroke. There is a ghost note that he plays sometimes on and up, but I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Then he plays it again on and up, and one more time. That's all on the 7. Then we come back down to 5 on a down, and then 3 on a D on a down. Something like that. Okay, goes back to the first phrase again. Sorry. Like so. And then the last answer phrase is this. So it's playing more of the 7s basically. So back to the G string. So I'm picking down on the 5, slide up to 7. Then pick 7 down up, like that. Staying on the 7, up, down, up. Back to 5 on a down, and then 3 on a D with a down. And that gives you the picking sequence of the verse. Like that. Right, now this next bit, I don't know if it's actually on the record. You hear the keyboard play this, like it's just the chords. But I thought it'd be nice just to double it up on the guitar. I keep the part really simple on this, even though the bass notes are changing quite a lot. The kind of the triad on top is pretty much the same all the way through. So I'll just use this little shape. It's like a little G minor shape. You can think of it like that. But really, the entire chord is a B flat 6. But I'm just going to play this much of it. 8 on the B, 7 on the G, and 8 on the D. And the rhythm is just a dotted quaver followed by a semi-quaver. So the way I normally play that is a down, miss, and then hit it on an up, and then straight afterwards there's a beat rest. I just palm it off with my hand, so it's like that. that happens twice in a bar. So the first bar is that, B flat 6, like so. Then I'm just going to move the whole shape up 2 frets, and this is going to be our C6. Same rhythm. Then we're going to move the shape back down. This time though, it's more like a G minor chord with a D in the bass when you hear it against the rest of the track. But again, I'm just going to play those 3 strings and with the same rhythm. Then bar 4 is just going to be a G minor chord, so I'm just going to stay on this shape. One more down, up. Then I hit it one more time on the down. And then we get this, it's like an augmented shape, but in context of the song, it's one of these. It's like a B9 sharp 11. But I'm only going to play this much of it. So that's just 6 on the B, 6 on the G, and then 7 on the D. Like that. So I get. And that's the rhythm. So the last 2 are just on beats 3 and 4. Like so. Then we're back to our B6, B flat 6, sorry. Up to C6 again. Then back to G minor, same shape as before. And then on the final bar, does the down up again, another up, and then all we're going to do is very briefly swap the little finger out for the first finger on fret 6 of the B, briefly turning this into a G minor 7, and that's going to be an up, and then back to the little finger to reform the G minor chord on a down. So the last one is kind of like that. Okay, now the only other rhythm guitar part is the middle 8. So again, on the record it's a keyboard doing it, but I like to double it up with a heavy guitar sound. So I'm just going to kick on a distortion pedal for this. So this first bit's really happening over a D flat major chord. And so I'm on the A string, I go 4-2. 4 on the E string, back to the A string, 6-4, 4 on the E, then on the D string, 4-3, on the A, 4-2-4, and then finish off with 3 on the E string. Then the next phrase is pretty much the same thing. But this time it's going to end on an E flat, so that's on the 6th fret of the A. Now while that note's sustaining, you get this rhythm guitar feel over the top, so I'm just going to switch back to a clean sound. And this is really happening over, it's like a, you can think of it like it's a E flat 11 chord or a D flat major chord with an E flat in the bass, which is the way I tend to think of these things. And all I'm doing is barring on fret 6 on strings 2, 3 and 4. So it's again, back on the neck pickup for this part, I think. So the way I'm playing it is I'm playing the first on a down, then you get 3 scratches, then I'm going to go down, up, scratch, up for the next beat. So you've got then 4 scratches on beat 3, then on beat 4 just play on the first down, the rest are scratches. So you get sorry, I did a double on the last one. I'll try that again. That's better. Then on the second bar, you get the same, just 1 down strum, 3 scratches, and you do that on beats 1 and 2. And then we get half beat rest, and then we're going to play this little A flat 9 chord. So for that, I'm playing 13 E, 14 on the B, 12 on the G, and then 13 on the D string. Although you only really hear the first 3 strings, but again, it's the way you'd normally play that shape, so I'm just going to do that. And you're just going to go down, up, down, and then cut it off at the top. So I'll put that together. Like so. Then we're back to our heavy sound for the last bit. So the whole thing moves up to, it's basically an E chord. And it's the same pattern basically, but it's just been moved up. So for that I'm playing 7-5 on the A, 7E, then 9-7 on the A, 7 on the E, then on the D, 7-6, then on the A, 7-5-7, and I'm finishing off on 3 on the E. And it's basically gone back to like a G7 or G9 chord at that point. So. And that gives you the end of the middle section. Okay guys, that's the end of this rhythm tutorial. Hope you get a lot from it, and I will see you for one real soon.